Welcome to the morning routine. So sorry, we're flip-flopped again, and I'm 4 minutes late this morning, but the Facebook app still continues to not act right with the new iOS 11 update, and I apologize for my tardiness and my technical difficulties. But good morning. So glad to see you this morning. It is Thursday morning. Let's see here. October the 26th, 2017, episode number 204. Late, but still live. So I think I have to figure out a better solution than the iOS 11 Facebook page live streaming combination, because they definitely do not like each other. So, but good morning. I hope everybody's week is going great. It's Thursday already. Can you even believe it? I mean, it was just Monday and we were here together and already we're at Thursday. So this week is flying by, and this morning is definitely a coffee morning. I've been drinking on my coffee. Today I'm using a mug I have not used in a long time. Yes, it has a Starbucks logo. This show is not sponsored or has anything to do with Starbucks, and I just didn't feel like putting tape over it, you know. But this mug is so big that when I drink my coffee out of it, it basically covers my entire face. I mean, it is a monster mug. Look at it. Side-by-side comparison. It is the size of my face, man. This thing is huge, but I haven't used this thing in forever. I didn't even know we had it. I saw it in the back of the cabinet today and said, you know what? If I've kept it that long, it must mean I need to drink out of it. So I pulled it out of retirement. But anyways, it's Thursday. Yesterday was a great day. Got some work done. Of course, 3D student ministry night where I volunteer and absolutely love that. And then got some painting done as well. So had to get some things done around the house, and on we go. So today is Thursday, tomorrow will be Friday, and then into the weekend, and things are looking good. So I got some stories here for you this morning, as always. And this first story is it's like we're going back in time. It's amazing. It's almost like there was a time that we left thinking, why on earth would people do these things this way? And we've left it, and now we're going back going, you know what? Maybe they weren't so wrong in doing them that way. Listen to this. Bike sharing is the next Uber. Yes, bike sharing is the next Uber. Listen to this stuff. Bike sharing programs have spread across the U.S. in recent years, but very slowly. It takes time to secure government and corporate sponsorship, which cover the cost of installing expensive docks to hold the bikes, as well as a credit card payment system. In China, though, bike sharing has exploded seemingly overnight, thanks to a model that gets rid of docks, making expansion cheaper and easier. Listen to this idea, guys. Dockless bike companies scatter their bikes around a city, and customers use an app or scan a code to unlock them. The bikes lock themselves when they're done and can be left near a bike rack or on a sidewalk or in a park without the need for docking stations. These startups can launch in a new city in a matter of weeks. So instead of being in a city and you need to get somewhere and hailing an Uber or a taxi or whatever it is, they're going back to, hey, there's a bike. Oh, that's one of those bikes. You just walk over, hit your app, it unlocks it, ride your bike to where we're going to be and just leave it out front of wherever you get to, and it locks itself and ready for the next person. Like, this is how people used to travel way back in the day. You know, my favorite bike, of course, was the one with the big giant wheel in the front and the little tiny one in the back, and the people would sit way up tall. Like, whose idea was that? That was a crazy one. I don't get that one, but thank goodness they figured out what gears were like, so they didn't have to do that anymore. But anyways, this bike sharing thing is big. Technically, the dockless bike companies can enter a market without asking permission. But since bikes are portable and can be left anywhere, they're vulnerable. An unhappy city regulator could round them up and haul them away at any time. This is amazing. There's already 5 bike sharing companies in Washington, D.C., so it's quickly becoming a very competitive marketplace for that. We do not have bike sharing where I live. I promise you that. So, but although we do, because anybody who needs to borrow a bike, you can, I'll share mine with you. So anytime, just let me know when you need it, so, but very good. Oh, Betsy has seen bike sharing in New Jersey and big cities. Awesome. Have you ever rented one of those bikes still, Betsy? That's the question. So if anybody's rented one, let me know. Next story here. This is another return to the olden days. Lunar scientists want to hitch a ride on America's next moonshot. As you know, there are now private companies that are allowed to launch rockets into space and can do moon exploration. And scientists are trying to get back there because we haven't been there in so long. At the beginning of the month, Vice President Mike Pence announced that the U.S., at long last, will go back to the moon. At least someday. What a timeline that is. Someday. You know, I've said that before. Yeah, someday we'll do that. Meaning, probably not. Right? He gave a moral boost to 200 attendees at a NASA Lunar Exploration Advisory Group. These scientists hope to piggyback onto any future U.S. moonshot so they can answer questions about the origin of the solar system. Now, this is my thought, guys. These scientists, they want to piggyback on any future moonshot so they can answer questions about the origin of the solar system. So they want to spend billions of dollars. They want to spend their entire life in exploration to discover the origin of the solar system. I can help with that and save billions of dollars. Hang on. Oh. Here's one copy. I'll mail it to every scientist for free, and all you got to do is read right in the beginning. And it says, in the beginning is how the Bible starts. So there, you know, I just saved us taxpayer a couple billion dollars trying to figure out the origins of the solar system. But anyways, I understand the idea of digging in as a scientist. They're intrigued. They want to break things apart and discover the minutia. It's amazing to discover that stuff. So I get the idea of it, but still. SpaceX CEO Elon Musk, as we know who he is, said in February that he plans to fly 2 astronauts around the moon in late 2018, while Moon Express has received federal authorization for a commercial landing on the moon, something it hopes to do beginning next year. That's Elon Musk from Tesla Motors. He's going to be landing on the moon hopefully next year. Mapping the moon's composition and underlying geology goes hand in hand with developing mineral resources for future space colonies. So we could eventually live on the moon, which they've been talking about forever. They would be looking for deposits of oxygen, carbon dioxide, potassium, all kinds of chemicals, so that they know how to refine it and make fuel while they're there. And it is a race because the Japanese, Indian, Russian, and Chinese space agencies are all shooting for the moon as well. So we're back in time. We're riding bikes, and we're back to the race to the moon. It's like we're going way back in time. It's amazing. So, but anyways, one more interesting story. This is really, really cool. And you're going to want to go to the show links and follow this link to check this out. Remember, there's a little delay, about 10 minutes between when we finish with our morning live to when the link is live on the website, so you can check it out. But this is worthwhile to check it out. I was on there. It's really cool. Listen to this. I don't know how to say this name. Kwitinirpak National Park in Nunavut, Canada, is about 500 miles south of the North Pole. Okay, so this is a huge national park, 500 miles south of the North Pole. If you want to go there, you have to get to Nunavut's capital, fly to the small island town of Resolute, and then book a 4-hour charter flight to the park on a utility aircraft. This is super remote. Once you get there, it's just you and whatever you've packed. Only about 50 people a year visit this. It's that remote. But now, you can visit this park for the comfort of your own home. Kwitinirpak, whatever it is, National Park, is now on Google Street View. No joke, man. This is awesome. Parks Canada has been collaborating with Google Street View since 2013 and has brought a bunch of their Canadian spots to the site, including the Fortress of Louisbourg and Pingo Canadian Landmark. The parks manager, Emma Upton, and a colleague hiked in the park for 5 days with a 360-degree recording backpack. And those views are now, you are now able to walk through this park, this super remote place, on Google Street View. A link directly to this will be in my show links from this article, and you can just go to the article, scroll down, find the link, boom, and you can discover this park that only 50 people a year get to visit because it's so remote. How cool is that? Very neat. So Google Street View. But on we go. Let's go see what's trending, guys. Top 10 most searched things yesterday on Google were, number 1, Fats Domino. Fats Domino has passed away. Number 2, Heather Lind. Number 3, the Lakers. Number 4, Mimi Haleyi. Number 5, Tamar Braxton. Number 6, Bruce Paddock. Number 7, Kate Upton. Number 8, Dossier. Number 9, Corey Feldman. Number 10, Vin Scully. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of the top 10, again, were individual people. 8 out of the top 10 most searched things on Google yesterday were individual people. Amazing. I never search a person's name. Like, it's very rare. So I don't know where I don't know. Maybe I need to learn how to use Google better or something. Or maybe I'm just interested in the wrong things. I don't even know what I Googled yesterday. But it wasn't one of those. So anyways, on we go. Trending news, top of the list today. NAACP. NAACP warns black travelers not to fly on American Airlines. Really? Wow. They are boycotting American Airlines. Amazing. Okay. Nikki Haley. UN Ambassador Nikki Haley evacuated from South Sudan camp. Then we have the National Park Service. $70 to visit the Grand Canyon. National park fees might soar, says the report. We covered this yesterday, I think, or the day before. Next, Astros versus Dodgers. Vin Scully, Fernando Valenzuela throw out first pitch before Game 2 of World Series. Then we have Fisher-Price. Fisher-Price recalls 63,000 infant motion seats after fire hazard. Then we have Uranium One. Trump says uranium deal probe is the new Watergate. After that, we have the FCC. The FCC plans to roll back some of the biggest rules against media consolidation. Then we have Donald Trump again. Trump says his recollection of call with Gold Star Widow is better than hers. Then we have Kellogg's, the last one. Marvel writer convinces Kellogg's to change racially insensitive cereal box artwork. Great. I didn't know there was any racially sensitive on there, but I wonder what it is. Only brown corn pop on a... I'm not sure what it was. I guess I have to dig into that. So, and something that's not trending on the news. Interesting as far as a perspective, guys. This is kind of 3-day-old news, okay? But it was a conversation I had yesterday with my office when we were talking about food safety. As you know, I deal in produce. And wondering an opinion from consumers. There's a brand out there, a company by the name of MANN, M-A-N-N. They make lettuce and cauliflower and all kinds of fresh produce. They're a huge company, very big, top-notch company, okay? So about 3 days ago, they did in the produce industry, what happens with fresh stuff like that is they do swipes, random swipes, and they test them to make sure that there's no E. coli or dangerous bacteria, okay? About 3 days ago, they did a one swipe, somewhere that came up positive. And so since one swipe came up positive, MANN issued a recall on all of their products with best use dates marked. I can't remember how many days it was, like 7 days span. There are actually expired dates already, but that's where the swipe came from, as somebody found one from a bag that was old, and they recalled all those bags if anything were left, and they threw them all away just in case. Nobody has gotten sick. There's been no health issue, but one swipe out of the thousands and thousands and millions of packs that they put out there came up positive. So they did a recall just in case. So the question that I have, as a consumer, when a company does a massive recall of a edible product, right? And just in case, does that build your trust in that company to buy that? If you go to the store this week and you see a man product there, do you buy that product because you believe in them now, because they are on top of their game and you know that they'll do anything to protect us? Or do you avoid that label because they had one swipe that came up positive and so they issued a recall? Because the company issued a recall, do you trust them less? So that's the question. Do you trust them less or do you trust them more because they are on top of their game? Interesting point of view. Feel free to chime in because I really like to know. So anyways, on we go to a passage of wisdom to start our day. Today's passage of wisdom, so I pull them from different resources and I do it in the morning. I don't plan these ahead. And I opened up the one book that I pull from and I read it and I'm like, I don't know if that's the one I want to do. Then I opened up another resource and I read, and a totally different passage had to do with the exact same thing. And I'm like, wow, I think maybe this is a thing that we're supposed to share this morning. So this could be for me. I'm going to have to spend some time thinking on this. This could be for somebody who's part of the morning routine today. I'm not too sure. But it was in 2 locations, 2 separate passages that had the same point. And so we're going to dig into this. I'm going to share one of them. It's Colossians chapter 3, verse 13. Bear with each other and forgive one another if any of you has a grievance against someone. Forgive as the Lord has forgave you. Okay, let's do that again. Bear with each other and forgive one another if any of you has a grievance against someone. Forgive as the Lord forgave you. We all know what forgiveness is. We've talked about this before in the morning routine. We'll talk about this for all of our days, right? Because forgiveness is not always the easiest thing, and that's why it's mentioned in more than one passage in the book of the greatest wisdom ever. Because walking through life, holding on to grudges and not forgiving, 1, is not healthy. It's not good for us to walk around like that. 2, that's not what God asks us to do. If He has forgiven us for the things that we have done and paid the price for us, one of the things that we can do to honor that sacrifice He gave for us is for us to make a minutiae sacrifice in forgiving somebody else for what they may have done that we feel has harmed us. Yes, you may not feel they deserve it. I understand. Yes, I know it's hard to get over some things. Yes, I know that forgiving, sometimes you feel like you're actually telling them, by forgiving them, you're kind of saying, well, it's okay that you did that. And that's not what you're saying, though. That's not what forgiveness is. But I understand the tension, the rub of trying to forgive somebody who you feel has harmed you. But it is what we're called to do. And it is the right thing to do if we're going to accept the forgiveness that's been given to us. Great passage of wisdom there this morning. Absolutely fantastic. Let's pray, guys. Let's get this day started. Father, good morning. Father, I want to thank you for this Thursday, this fine morning, the start of a wonderful day, a day that we've never had before and will never have again. Father, I hope that, I pray that you join with us and walk with us today, and that we allow you to enter into our lives today as we go through this day, as we have the chance to hug our children and to hug our spouses and to encourage our people that we work with and our friends, and to make an impact and a mark on this day, that we were here and we made this day matter in some way, that it will be memorable. Tomorrow, this day will not be forgotten, but it will be the day that we did this, whatever that might be. Father, be with us today. Keep us encouraged. Help us have the energy to go through the day with energy, even if we're tired and it's Thursday already. We're starting to wear down, looking towards the weekend. Help us just reboost and run through this day with passion. Father, help us today also with this passage of wisdom. We're so thankful for the forgiveness and the grace that you have given us. And Father, I pray right now that if we haven't prayed and asked for that forgiveness for things, maybe today, right now is the moment to ask you for forgiveness for the things that we have been doing wrong and the things we've been running in the opposite direction of where you've wanted us to go. But help us today to forgive the people around us who we may feel have wronged us. Help us extend the grace of forgiveness and love that you have given us to other people who we may see as on the wrong side of being whole in our relationship. Father, we love you and we thank you for your words and your wisdom and your love. Amen. And that, my friends, is a wrap. I hope you guys have a wonderful Thursday. I'm so glad that you guys were here in the morning routine. And until tomorrow, Friday morning, don't forget that today you should be exactly who you were meant to be. I love you guys. Have a great day.